Marks the 100-meter dash championships, the moment these women have been training their whole lives for.
I'm betting on the blonde. Welcome back to If You Laugh, You're Conservative. I will not be celebrating the 4th of July. Period. Oh, what a stand.
I ain't never turned down a barbecue in your life. I'll just put the groceries in the grocery bag, okay?
What is Obama's last name?
Care?
Huh?
Like Obamacare?
And these liberals have got to be tired. Now they've got to go find an Iranian flag to replace the Palestinian flag that they replaced with the Mexican flag, that replaced the Ukrainian flag, that replaced the transgender flag. Jeez, just get on board with the American flag.
It can be hard being a trans woman today, but remember this: hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And a lot of people are about to find out trans women are women.
All people are really gonna find out is you look like a clown.
Just a reminder that the people telling you men can't have an opinion on abortion are also telling you that men can get pregnant. And they're also fighting for women's rights, but can't tell you what a woman is. So if you're ever having a day where you feel stupid, just remember, at least you're not a liberal.
When you order a kunai for your cosplay, but it comes extremely small.
I mean, I think that looks like a very normal-sized kunai, if not above average even. Perfect in every way.
When you spend 11 years working on your craft, to be told you're only successful because of your boobs. That took you 11 years? I'm not just successful because of my boobs, but also her. Don't listen to the fake news. America didn't bomb Iran. It was a mostly peaceful protest against their nuclear facilities.
Big time squirter right there.
What? Man, how's that glider holding all that up? Ladies and gentlemen, this is how San Francisco spends your tax dollars. Ha! Gay!
What are you going to tell your child when they come home from school crying because their best friend was just taken out of their classroom by an immigration agent?
We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
Can I just get an ice cream cone? Do you mind if I get some napkins as well? What? Yeah, just some more napkins. Thank you. Ah!
Wow. That was so funny. I not only forgot to laugh, I forgot my own name.
Democrats are saying no one, even the president, is not above the law. They must have forgotten about the illegal aliens.
Liberals are now protesting a drug raid.
Yesterday, my detectives were serving a search warrant on a cartel. Some idiots thinking it was an ICE raid came down in protest.
Go home and tell your families what you do for a living. Hey!
We bust up drug deals.
You want to protest this not getting off the streets? That's insane.
Liberals are now protesting.
This is like basically a live reaction. The U.S. ruled in support of upholding Tennessee's ban on gender-affirming care for trans minors. How are we still having these conversations about who matters? Affirming care is life-saving. If you take away gender-affirming care, people will die.
Statistically, transgenders who go through with the surgery are more likely to unalive themselves.
Karens out there who have your panties in a bunch about the fact that doctors are starting to use the term pregnant person instead of pregnant women. I want you to listen up. Women are people. Non-binary people and trans men are also people. So this term includes everyone that was born with a uterus and could be pregnant. It has nothing to do.
How the
fuck are these assholes getting jobs? I mean, first of all, listen, I can't take clowns dressed as doctors seriously. I can't do it. And also, if I walk into my fucking doctor's office and I see that hair, I'm making an immediate fucking U-turn. Walking out right where I walked in. I don't understand. Groomer alert. What is going on?
Let's check in on New York as they march to stop the war on Iran. You know, it's interesting. Obama dropped like 20,000 bombs in 2016 alone, yet the Democrats maintain he never started a war. Trump drops a few bombs, and he's a war criminal?
I go back in on Monday. You could have hollered at us on Monday. If you truly felt like there was something, like, there is nothing that they will say that will make me believe that this action needed to take place.
Come on, Trump. Why didn't you holler at a sister to ask for permission to strike Iran?
And it needed to take place without the consultation of the Congress. All right. Give me one more.
Isn't it fascinating that the same liberals who are supporting Iran and defending Iran also voted for Kamala Harris, who said this?
Ensure that Iran never achieves the ability to be a nuclear power. That is one of my highest priorities.
So if you have proof that Iran is building a nuclear weapon, would you take military action?
I'm not going to talk about hypotheticals at this moment.
Which foreign country do you consider to be our greatest adversary?
I think there's an obvious one in mind, which is Iran. Iran has American blood on their hands, okay? This attack on Israel, 200 ballistic missiles.
Wait a minute. Hillary Clinton said what about Iran?
I want the Iranians to know that if I'm the president, we will attack Iran. Whatever stage of development they might be in their nuclear weapons program in the next 10 years, during which they might foolishly consider launching an attack on Israel, we would be able to totally obliterate them. That's a terrible thing to say. But those people who run Iran need to understand that, because that perhaps will deter them from doing something that would be reckless, foolish, and tragic.
How can liberals be mad at Trump when he's simply cashing all the checks that the Democrats wrote?
The president, do you want the one that sends bags of cash to Iran, or the one that makes Iran a safer nation for the entire world? Promises made, promises kept.
Tel Aviv's main highways lit up with a giant "Thank you, President Trump" message.
How does your kafia support your pride?
Well, for me, it's about liberation. My community is not liberated. We are Palestinians, deserve rights.
Do you support Israel?
No.
Did you know Israel is the only country in the Middle East where it's even legal to be in?
I don't think that's completely true.
Yeah, it is. I'm Israeli.
I will never support Israel.
If you went to Gaza, you would be thrown off a building, man.
Hamas reacts to Queers for Palestine. Let's see what Hamas has to say.
Hamas just doesn't understand us yet. There are actually 72 genders. We're planning a drag show in Rafah.
We are very happy for Queers for Palestine. We prepare rooftop seating, very exclusive. Of course, we respect pronouns, especially in our hostage video. Yes, we're very inclusive here. Even have LGBT flag now. Very big barbecue. We're planning a drag show next month. We drag them to roof. We know judge lifestyle. Only Allah does. We just arranged the meeting with him.
Oh my gosh.
Thoughts and prayers for my husband, who just went into the grocery store, and before he went in, he asked me if I wanted anything, and I said no. But now that I'm thinking about it, if he doesn't come back with a little treat for me, we're gonna be in a fight.
Imagine if he had the same energy for you. You wouldn't like that, wouldn't you? You're setting him up for failure, literally. Now, if there's another issue underlying that you need to discuss with him, why not just have that conversation? But at this point, you're looking to argue with him.
The real problem is women expect us to read their minds like this, and trust me, we ain't that smart.
And heck, you could even explain to him, hey, anytime I say I don't want a treat, I actually do want a treat. Just grab me the Cheetos or whatever it is. Or why don't you text him, or you go into the store? A man may put up with this type of thing for a little while, but eventually he's going to get fed up. And then when you actually have an issue you need to address, he's not going to take it seriously.
Call it when you raise a flagpole
A lifting?
They call it a lifting. They also use another word, but I'm not going to use that word. You know what that is? The word, it starts with an E. You know what the word is? If I ever used it, I'd be run out of town.
We don't deserve him.
Tell you what, Trump putting another American flag on the White House lawn, that gave me an E word. Let's check in with Olivia, the Democrats' solution to getting more young men to vote Democrat.
Young men. I love frat guys.
Oh yeah, whatever.
Guilty. I said what the fuck I said. You see it as me getting owned. I see it as me saying I love frat guys in a CM Punk shirt on Fox News. Jesse, I'll come on your show anytime you want. Assuming that is that you're willing to talk to a liberal woman who isn't your mother.
No kings, no czar, no rule from afar, no dictator, no attack, give us our democracy back. Aren't you the same party that's saying to boycott 4th of July this year? Yes? Okay, well, July 4th, 1776 represents No King's Day. So what are you protesting? We didn't vote for this authoritarian. Well, a majority of the country did. That's kind of how it works. He was elected. Wasn't it your party who had the coronation this year? You guys didn't hold the primary, right? No, but that's because it was an emergency override. Right, because your party was lying about the mental health of a certain person. Well, yes, he did start to have a mental decline. Oh, did it suddenly start the night of that debate, or was it happening previously? Also, wasn't it your party demanding we do things or else we get fired? Isn't that very authoritarian? Well, they were just trying to keep us safe. Right, but if Trump had done that, you would have lost your ever-loving mind. Wasn't it your party who locked people in their homes?
How can you eat that for breakfast?
It's just a monster, 6 deviled eggs, and 6 cheese sticks. It's a perfectly balanced breakfast.
Okay, if you're watching and you're not from America, this is not our typical diet. Babe, if I miss, I have ADHD.
You can't work a job because of your dog's separation anxiety. At that point, you are not going to survive in society. And there is no budget I can make.
My therapist has come to the recommendation that I not have a direct boss.
Girl, you're not going to survive. Everyone has a boss.
Do you?
Yes, the audience.
Uh-huh.
I have a boss. The platform that I'm on, I have to follow the rules and regulations, or else no money. Every month it is getting more competitive to get a remote job. More people are getting laid off in tech, and everyone wants a remote job. You are competing with the top of the top of the top. In-person is what gets you an income next week. We could get you an in-person job.
In-person job, where am I going to put my dog? For an in-person job. She has severe separation anxiety and she ate through my door.
You might have to surrender the dog if you cannot survive as a human being. Because if you're not able to survive, they're not able to survive.
ICE raids a factory in Nebraska. Workers try to stop them. How's that working out for you? When Juneteenth has reached its final form. Y'all, she's holding malt liquor with a KFC order in front of a KFC.
This nigga won't stop nothing near me. Ay, I know my pussy a trap. He can't hit from the back. He gon' try to keep it in, but I don't play like that. I'm going to take off. Get out of the way. 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 Get out of the way.
I mean, he's telling them. I can't believe that happened. I stood in front of a moving vehicle and I got my ass ran over. ICE protesters are now attacking just drivers, not ICE agents, just people driving in the road. Y'all, they are so brain dead. They're attacking a garbage truck. Nah, just let them live in their own filth, man. Wow, guys, you're changing the world by beating up a city garbage truck. Next, they're going to start a fire and beat up the firefighters that show up to put it out. We gotta throw some wholesome in there, man. Too much talk of war and crazy liberals, man. When your wife birthed your number one fan.
If your boyfriend is a narcissist, something my therapist taught me a long time ago is that if you guys are fighting,
watch that knife, girl.
And he says something kind of mean to you or yells at you,
you'll need to sharpen that thing.
Imagine walking on the street being like, oh my God, she's so gorgeous. Not knowing that I used to be a man.
I don't have that good of imagination, bro. Me walking out of Walmart with all the groceries the government paid for. Hashtag EBT. Correction, all the groceries that we paid for with our tax dollars. Have they already removed soda? Being able to buy that with food stamps? I was born after 9/11. I've never lived in an America untouched by the war on terror. I can't help but wonder, will the next generation grow up thinking the same about Iran? KFC has never been untouched by you, Olivia. Anti-ICE protesters just tore down the American flag at the federal building in Seattle, then set it on fire. I detest flag burning, but I understand that it's protected under the First Amendment. But when you take an American flag down from a federal building, that's destruction of property, that's vandalism, that's arson. They should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Oh, how's it going? Thank you.
Thank you. Excuse me. What about my fit?
Planet Fitness is only $10 a month. There you go.
A man rammed a truck into a Christian church in Wayne, Michigan. Here we can actually hear the gunfire outside of where they're having this congregation.
Oh.
Now, from what we know, there was armed security guards there that took out the gunman. One of the guards was shot in the leg, and one of the parishioners actually ran the gunman over with his car. This just reinforces that the best way to stop a bad guy with a gun is with a good guy with a gun. Protesters gather outside hotel where ICE agents are staying, trying to make noise in an attempt to keep the officers awake. Let's start a donation to send our boys some noise-canceling headphones and some water cannons. New flag has officially been raised at the White House. Hell yeah. Ooh, 67 Camaro. The blower on the thing. God bless America.
The United States is the best country in the world?
Hell no.
All right. Could you name 3 countries better?
China, Russia, Sweden maybe?
China and Russia, huh? I'd like to see you go live over there for a while. The 8-door coming out of hibernation.
Okay. See you, boys.
Nah, if y'all was a true American, you'd have a 10-door.
Hey, where did you get that wonderful hat?
I got it at the Women's March back in Washington D.C. because look, man, this is work, okay? This is a full-time job. I'm not like some armchair quarterback, like some resistance lib that just tweets and platitudes for no reason. No, I'm doing the work, and I'm going to these protests, and I'm making my voice heard, and that's where I got this inclusive hat.
We're just gonna cut you and edit you into like.
Yeah, I really, my whole goal out here is to make you look stupid.
It's hard to make someone look stupid when they do such a great job of doing it themselves.
The phrase women's rights, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
Equality and like being able to do the same things a man does without restriction, without the glass ceiling, without barriers.
What amendment gave women the right to vote?
I failed history. No, 14?
My favorite was when they ask women if they should end women's suffrage. And they say, of course we should. We don't like women suffering. Who needs brushes when you have a typewriter? Oh, this is actually crazy. That's sick. I didn't know you could do colored ink on a typewriter. Wow. That's cool, man. I dig it. The USA has released an image of the bunker buster being dropped on Iran. She's training her how to look at her future husband when he didn't clean the dishes. Excuse me? Liberals protesting for Iran. Where is this? When liberals actually go to Iran.
In Iran, and it is beautiful.
Well, where is your husband? MashaAllah, you are disgusting and disgrace to your family.
Okay, the trip started out a little rough, but these two nice gentlemen let me take a shower. Their house and wives are beautiful.
Oh, no.
They told me we are now on our way to the first ever LGBT rally in Iran. I am so excited to show some love. Just landed in Iran, and it.
What video made you laugh? Drop a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Conservative Vibes. I'm CV, and I'll see you in the next video.